Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's get started.
Pop your melanin, girlfriend. Pop your melanin. Pop your melanin, girlfriend. Pop your melanin. Girl, you black. And you beautiful. Girl, you black. And you beautiful.
Hey everyone, welcome to Couch Conversations with Sasha Love. I'm so glad that you're here. For those that are new to this video, to this channel, I encourage you to go back and go ahead and check out the intro video just so you can get an idea of what this channel is about, a little bit about me and my passion and why this channel kind of started in the first place. If you find it helpful, feel free to come back to this video and join us for the rest of this journey. For those coming back, thank you. So glad you're here. So glad you find this helpful and useful. And I'm definitely open to any feedback, any suggestions, recommendations, or even questions that you may have. Feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Send me a message through Instagram or email me. Either way is perfectly fine. So without further ado, let's jump into our topic. Our topic today is identity. Identity is something so important to understand, especially in this day and age when we have so many loud things in our lives: social media, work, pressures from so many different aspects of our environment. So it's very important for us to have a solid sense of identity. With that in mind, where do you draw your sense of identity? Or better yet, how do you know who you are? For me, a lot of my identity used to come from things that were outside of me. What people said, how people treated me, what I accomplished, how many titles I had, how many roles I had. And because I placed my identity in so many things that were outside of me, my sense of who I truly was never really solid. And even when I did feel like it was solid, I had this sense of instability in terms of who I was. Have you ever seen a kid, like maybe a toddler, a young kid, going out and exploring the world, asking questions, doing whatever comes to mind, some of it very safe, some of it not, but they have this freedom in terms of who they are. And before life gets a hold of them, before life challenges them to become anything other than who they are, they fully embrace that without inhibition. Somehow along the way, as adults, we lose that sense. And as we grow, as we go through our teenage years, as we enter into the workforce and in society, we start learning how to fit into different boxes in order to survive in some cases, in a lot of cases, and in order just to make it. But I want to challenge you to dig a little deeper and realize that identity is not really something that's external. It's actually something internal. And there are some practical ways for you to, I guess, express that or be reminded of that. The top 3 things that come to mind when I think about my identity is, number 1, releasing the control I've given to other people to dictate who I am. Sometimes it is so easy, it's so tempting to conform, to be the person that other people find more acceptable. For me personally, as a kid, I used to be very loud, very talkative. I used to have so much energy. And over time, as a woman, you learn, no, being loud is not quite what's acceptable. You know, it's better to be softer, it's better to be more quiet, better be more observant, better not to say too much. And over time, I kind of fit into that role, I fit into that mold. So as I got older, I realized that in many different areas, that was simply one example, but in many different areas, I had allowed people to control who I was. And I fit into the boxes that they created for me to fit into. So now, one of the ways that I've learned to embrace who I am, who I was always created to be, is by letting go of that control that I've given to other people and reclaim it for myself. What someone says, what someone does, how someone treats you says absolutely nothing about who you are. That is simply how they choose to interact with others and interact with you. So if I would summarize that in a way that makes sense, the first way to really know who you are is to take back your power that you've given to other people to control who you are. The second thing is to understand the power of the word no. Again, going back to the toddler example, have you ever seen kids, young toddlers, as soon as they learn the word no, they're out here saying no in every other sentence. No, 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 just because they realize that that word is so powerful and it's so moving, and it directs what people do, directs how people treat you, directs how people interact with you, and it's very powerful. And sometimes as women, as we get older, we forget that that word still carries that same power. You still have the power and ability to say no. And in fact, it's probably one of the best ways to define your boundaries and to reinforce who you are. The third way that I have understood to understand my own identity is by identifying my core values. In this life, with social media, with so many different outlets and so many different, so many avenues of information coming to you, reaching you, it's sometimes kind of hard to know what's what. But if you understand and know what your core values are, you're able to make decisions and you're able to move through life based on those core values. It's not always easy. It's not always fun. It's not always even the popular thing to do. However, more than that, deeper than that, it's a reflection of who you are. So back to the question that I asked you, where do you draw your sense of identity? Is it within? Is it something external and how people treat you, past relationships, past traumas, and what people have said? Is it in what you've accomplished? Is it in this idea that you can be perfect? Is it an idea or a concept that comes from what other people or what other situations have imposed onto you? Or is it based on lies that you have actually said about yourself? Think about it. And as mentioned earlier, take some time to jot down some notes, some ideas, to journal, or even leave comments about where you draw your sense of identity. And I encourage you, as the amazing and wonderful, beautiful person that you are, to let go of the control of the external factors that once defined who you are, or that you once thought defined who you are. Understand that you can say no whenever you need to stay true to who you are. And last but not least, know your core values. Know the foundational beliefs from which you make decisions, from which you live and move through life. And embark on a journey of discovering the amazing person that you are. So that's kind of all I had for you. I'll probably expand more on the 3 points that I brought into this video. And if you found this helpful, leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and follow for more videos to come related to this topic. And before I go, as with every video, take what's helpful, leave what's not, and share it with any person who you think would benefit from this video. I'm so glad you're here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.